can't believe I'm saying this, but in the year 2024, a Dark Magician deck has finally secured its first ever premier event top. Yes, literally a deck containing more than just Dark Magician for the sole purpose of summoning out Dragoon. Nope, this is actually a deck that made usage of Dark Magician, and it topped the French National Championship that happened last week, which had over 2,500 players. Okay, so obviously Dark Magician was played in Dragoon-esque decks at YCSs and competitive events, but you know, before Dragoon was a thing, the last and only time that Dark Magician was actually seen in a competitive event of a YCS tier was in 2011, nearly 12 years ago, when Simon He actually took a bounty his friend posed for him to actually summon a Dark Magician and swing for game at a feature match. And it actually happened at YCS Seattle in 2011, so that's kind of crazy. Just fun fact there for all you Dark Magician fanatics. Well, it is sort of kind of Dark Magician, but it also plays other cards like a Buster Blader engine, literally Yugi's deck, alongside, yeah, Snake Eyes engine. Unfortunately, but you know, we're in the year 2024. It appears that Snake Eyes is something that you really need to leverage on if you're playing a rogue deck as well, in order to compete against, well, other Snake Eye decks, I suppose. First of all, shout out to Amir Aklul. I'm sorry if I butchered that name, but this is a gentleman that made top 32 in the 2,500 man French Nationals, and he actually got a game loss, unfortunately, in game 3 on stream. They cut the stream out because he had cards that were sleeved in the opposite direction of other cards, so they weren't consistent, and that happened to be his second warning after accidentally revealing a card on the stream as well. So the video is actually in the description below. If you guys want to see the in-person deck profile, you can. It's in French, so I did the best I could to translate as much as possible, which is why I made this. One thing to note is that he didn't really offer a lot of in-depth explanations, nor the combos of this deck. I honestly have no idea how this deck exactly works yet. But guys, we didn't really lie about Dark Magician being more than just Dark Magician. Like, okay, we got Illusion of Chaos and Magician's Soul. Sure, decks have played that in the past as well, but we also have dedicated Dark Magician cards like Soul Servant, which is a card that allows you to place any Dark Magician card on top of your deck, and then during your main phase, you can actually banish it from your graveyard to draw cards equal to the number of Dark Magicians with different names in the hand or graveyards. And then of course the fusion spell Secrets of Dark Magic. This allows you to fusion summon a fusion monster from your extra deck using monsters from your hand or field, including Dark Magician. Of course, we can go off directly into the Red Eyes Dark Dragoon, which requires Dark Magician plus a dragon effect monster, made easy when we do play a bunch of dragons in the Buster Blader combo. We also of course have Buster Whelp in the extra deck. That's just a generic Link 2, which allows you to foolish a Destruction Sword card and can be made using any 2 monsters. Now, for those of you guys that don't realize, Buster Blader is actually really powerful. You have a 1-card searcher in the form of Buster Whelp, who allows you to add a Destruction Sword card, and we actually go ahead and add Prologue of the Destruction Swordsman, a card that foolishes from your deck 2 Buster Blader cards, including a Buster Blader monster and a Destruction Sword. So you send Destruction Sword memories, which then can be banished from your graveyard to fusion summon directly into Buster Blader, the Dragon Destroyer Swordsman. Now, this card is not just anti-Tempai. If you were a Tempai player playing against this, you probably literally poop your pants because there's nothing you can do. But this card says it gains 1,000 attack for every dragon monster your opponent controls or in their graveyard, and then also changes all dragon monsters your opponent controls to defense mode, and then they cannot activate any dragon effects. So it's like a walking mini skill drain / Dynamorphia Rexterm. And you can also go into Buster Dragon along the way thanks to the Prologue of the Destruction Swordsman. It summons out Buster Dragon that says all monsters your opponent controls become dragons. So if you guys, long story short, you guys didn't realize, but 1 Buster Whelp actually equates to a Buster Dragon plus a Buster Blader Dragon Destroyer Swordsman. So that's just a Buster lock. They cannot activate any effects. So if you're starting your turn with Buster Whelp as a normal summon, you're probably very far ahead. And then at some point in your combo, if you have the Snake Eyes stuff, you can actually go off into Protector Whelp with the Destruction Swordsman, who allows you to foolish the destruction card. So we can just do like one of the missing traps, for example, if you had a weak mediocre hand where you didn't open off with Buster Whelp. But if you did, you can actually foolish this card, Dragon Buster Destruction Sword, and this card was banned for some time. It says you can actually equip this to a Buster Blader monster you control, and then while it's equipped, your opponent is locked out from their extra deck, so they cannot special summon from the extra deck. So this was obviously a busted card back in the day with Union Carrier, but of course that card eventually got banned, so we got Dragon Buster Sword back. And this is a very, very cool combo because it just locks your opponent out completely, and they can't use monster effects to get rid of the lock either. So just very, very nice how that kind of synergizes with each other. Also, for the Dark Magician engine, a copy of Magician's Rod, so this can actually search for a card that mentions Dark Magician, whether that be Soul Servant or Secrets of the Dark Magic. And I'm not really sure how all these normal summons actually come into play, because there's no way to really special summon out these cards because they're only normal summon-esque effects. I guess that's why we're playing like a smaller Snake Eye count. But we are playing Bonfire, just the one copy of to go into Poplar. We have Original, which can be set off of the Diabell Star as well, so that just bridges off directly into the combo. And of course, Magician Souls can actually send off the Diabell Star, so I suspect there's some Celine's shenanigans going on here, where we're actually just going like Magician Souls, dump the Diabell Star, bring it back off Celine, and then just bridge off into our Snake Eye combo. It's kind of clever how you can actually do that, but Magician Souls kind of ties everything together, so that works out really, really well, I think. Which is why I guess we just max out on Wanted and then play the Witches. And then, of course, we have some high-impact normal summons. We also play Jet Synchron to go into powerful synchros like Formula Synchron and Herald of the Arclight. Just some more crazy negates. And there is Buster Dragon as well. It's a generic level 8 synchro, so you can actually go into that with like a Witch and a Jet Synchron, and then from there hopefully try and control the game. And the rest of the extra deck is fairly standard, so this is really, really cool how he actually decided to play mostly board breakers except for Droll. So I assume, you know, Droplets, Thrust, going into Talents, or going off into Bonfire. There are a lot of ways you can kind of play with that. We have a Harpy's main deck as well, and a copy of Trap Trick to set going first, so you can tap into the Daruma Cannon or Prologue just off of the Thrust. So really, really cool how that kind of meshes together. By the way, guys, if you want to see more content like this, definitely check out the link to the Patreon below. We're going to post some exclusive stuff as well as competitive tips. So yeah, that's on the plate. For the side deck, he mentioned having 4 go first cards. So there can be only one, the Called by the Grave, 2 Cosmics, I guess can also be going second as well. And then going second, a bunch of stuff, evenly matched, Dark Ruler, which is kind of interesting. I don't see a lot of TCG players in North America regions actually playing these cards at the moment, but I guess European players are taking advantage of that. One Kurikara just for X Purely Noir. And then he said the time card Spooky Dogwood actually allowed him win about 4 matches, and he won the last match on the bubble to actually get into the top cut using Sprite Sprint and Scatter Shot. So I guess, you know, this deck maybe is a little complicated in the combos, so it does take a while to actually go through the full combos. So yeah, this is really, really cool. I mean, like, guys, let me know what the combos are for this deck, because I have no idea. Okay, guys, let's run a quick test hand to see what this Dark Magician deck is actually capable of. And this hand is actually really, really broken. We have the Buster Blader engine, as well as the Dark Magician engine, and the Sinful Spoil Snake Eye, which I think we're going to lead off with. Plays the best in a hand trap, so let's go ahead and do that. Add Poplar, and then if nothing gets hand trapped, we can go ahead and get Tempo, because we have the Original here, Axis off of Witch. Let's go ahead and place, I suppose, the Snake Eyes Diabell Star. We can activate Wanted to add a copy of Witch, and that just gets our engine started. And you know, here I think we actually just link off into Relinquished Anima, because that just allows us to have something to send for Witch, and then Original later, so we'll go ahead and do that. Back of Witch can set a copy of Original, so we have that all set up. All right, from here, I feel like we just bring out the Snake Eyes Diabell Star probably, just put back the Poplar for now. We still have a lot of extenders, and we haven't normal summoned yet, so this is actually quite nice for our full combo. Okay, so here is kind of cool. I realized with Magician Souls, we can actually do a cool play here. It kind of plays in a nib, but I mean, we still have plays if it does happen. We can send the Dark Magician, so we get that in rotation. Then because we have Soul Servant, we can actually use this in tandem with the Souls to actually place the Secrets of Dark Magic on the top of our deck, and then what we can do here is use the effect of the Souls to try and draw cards. Send off the Temple. It doesn't really, it kind of hurts, but whatever. Let's go ahead and do that. Or we could actually normal summon, but we want to get the Dragoon out first so we can actually have some plays, and we can get the Dark Magician back with Celine. I guess if we get Nibiru, we still have the Original, so yeah, let's go ahead and go off into Celine. Maybe we should normal summon this to thin our deck first, but Celine can actually come out because we have a bunch of spells in our graveyard. Add counters, remove counters, bring back a Dark Magician. Holy smokes, this is kind of crazy that you can bring back any spellcaster. So now we can, as well, I guess we should have normal summoned this out first, because we can turn player power to use Secrets of Dark Magic, but let's just pretend Nib is imaginary for now, just to demonstrate a test combo. Add Prologue, and then here, I guess we can just go off into Dragoon. We could also have done Appaloosa as well beforehand. I guess that would have been better, but whatever, guys. I'm learning as much as you are. So let's bring out Dragoon. Let's put it in attack mode, I suppose, so that you don't have any answers, or a lot of answers. Yeah, this is like a Dark Magician plus a Red Eyes or Dragon effect monster. Okay, that works. I mean, you know what? I guess we couldn't have made Appaloosa because we do need something to send for Original, because we already sent for draw. Maybe we could have not drawn and made a better board here, actually. But let's just see what we're capable of doing here. Bring out the Snake Eye Oak, and then Oak can actually go back for the Poplar, so we have that. And then we can actually go off into Flambird, so I guess we have to do this now with Oak. Okay, We're making up plays on the fly. I'm sure there's a better way to do this. Ooh, how do we get into Happy Masquerade now? Okay, well, we can draw a card as well. Let's go ahead and do that since we our deck. Put this on the bottom, draw a card. And then, okay, Jet Synchron, we already normal summon. Can't really use that. Okay, I guess we can just use these two to link off into a link two, I suppose. Oh, yeah, we still have Protector Wealth. I totally forgot. Okay, so we can actually chain block here. Flamberge, and then Protector Wealth actually has to foolish a copy of the Destruction Sword. So we have this lock online for next turn, and then with Flamberge, now we can just get these monsters back on the table. So that means we can technically... Well, I guess we could have done IP Masquerena instead, but this way we can, what, still make IP? Oh yeah, and we can still use Soul Serpent to actually draw a card, because we can draw equal to the number of Dark Magicians in our graveyard, so we draw a card. Ooh, 1-for-1's kind of nice. I guess that kind of helps. We're kind of cheating now, but whatever. Let's play this out. Okay, we're gonna 1-for-1. Well, what do we have here? I guess Snake Eye Ash. We haven't really used that. No, nothing to search either. Now the Jet Synchron is gone, so this will help us actually go up in IP, and then this will allow us to do our plays. I swear I'm just making up these plays on the fly, guys, but let me know if there's something better. Okay, now we can just go ahead and do this. Bring back the Flamberge. Flamberge can put the IP Masquerena into the scale, and then we can use these two to actually... Can this be used as a link summon monster? Yes, I believe it can. All right, now we're going to link off these two, because yes, it can. We're going to Appaloosa, so that's 2 Mad Apple, and holy smokes, the board is actually kind of nice, guys. I'm not going to lie to you. Like, look, we have Princess in the graveyard. We have, like, a huge setup. I know we drew it in 1-for-1, but guys, give me a break here. Okay, so on our opponent's turn, what? We have the Apple Negates. We have... Oh, we need a card to discard for Dragoon, now that I think about it. But actually, you know what? The IP Masquerena will let us get cards back in hand. So what we can actually do is bring out the IP using the Flamberge, and then we can link these off. And then we have the SP as well, so everything comes back. We get the Oak to bring back a card to our hand. And we also have the Poplar as well. So we can add this back to our hand or special it. And then Poplar lets us add Original, so we can even discard that for follow-up next turn with Dragoon. And then we, of course, have the Prologue of the Destruction Swordsman. So I guess we might have to pretend that SP is already banished to make room. Because, yeah, we need room for more monsters, guys. So we're going to send this plus a Buster Blader to get out Buster Dragon, which turns everything into dragons that our opponent controls, thank goodness. Then we can still banish the Destruction Sword memories to fuse by banishing the Buster Blader as well as the Dragon Monster. So let's banish a copy of Buster Whelp. Go off into, wow, Buster Blader, the Dragon Destroyer Swordsman, I guess. He can be in attack mode. And then we have a quick effect for Buster Dragon. Once per turn, you can target a Buster Blader monster you control. Equip it with a Destruction monster from your graveyard. So we can equip it with the Dragon Buster Destruction Sword. So that locks our opponent out of the extra deck. They cannot use any monster effects. We have Dragoon, we have Appaloosa, and we have, well, I guess some dudes chilling, plus like a droplet randomly just there. This is really overkill, and then we have Princess. So, guys, this is the potential of Dark Magician in 2024. Let me know what you think in the comments below, because I'm kind of blown away. I mean, this deck can really, really cook when you do try to cook with it. So, guys, what do you think? Dark Magician, are they viable or not? Let us know in the comments below. Thanks so much for tuning in. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.